In my previous post, I showed how I could take a PDF and turn it into a form that you could actually then use as your estimates or as part of a proposal and still be able to create drawings on it. However, really, the form wasn't set up the way I would like it to be. Had to make some changes to make it more kind of friendly for the iPad, particularly around there were checkboxes down here that would be impossible for a user to check. And I actually did some substitutions. So what I'm doing right now is I actually had made it the way I would recommend making it for the client. So because oftentimes pages and pictures go to multiple pages, you wouldn't want to repeat all this information, and so I have a two-page document. First page has all the information with the fields that they want to populate, and then the second page is just a blank page, and I carried over this I guess strip along the side to make it consistent in its appearance. If we go back over here, I'm going to first show how this would work with the integration with the mapping application. And so if we selected a particular location, we see these fields here, the name, address, the number, phone number is not completely correct. Those have been set up within the form. So now when we open that form, and you can see I'm up to like version 6 of this, we see that my name, which it actually pulls from my leasing information, is populated. We have a contract number, which they would use to keep track of their proposals. The information for the customer and the address is populated across, etc. Also, if we look at the checkboxes, I have this one big checkbox, which is pretty easy to hit. So you do have to be in text mode to fill out fields. Also, you'll notice you can tab through all these fields and they'll go in sequence to make it easier for the user to fill this information out. But if we go down here and hit this checkbox, it's easier to hit turn on and off. There we go. The risks, I changed that to where it's a list box, and so these are the two things that were checkboxes. You can say yes, there was some risk associated with that. Signature is a little bit bigger and easier to write, and I didn't put stickies on there, so that just moved. Same thing with roof. Basically, we could say it's a metal roof, and then the facade could be metal as well, and then use the standard ladders. So these are just fields that he had requested. So the thing about creating forms is you could spend a tremendous amount of time putzing with it. So this is kind of as far as I typically would take it, but then the user himself could go in and he'd have the ability to do the simple stuff. He could actually change it to editable. Say, for example, he wanted to change the font on everything. He could just grab all of these items and then go to text and change this to, oops, we lost our selection. Grab the selection field, go to text, and then change it to, I don't know, Avenir, whatever that is. So change all the text in one shot, change the font size, etc. Change that to 18. It's too big, but just to give you an idea. And then distributing the application. This version of GraphPad is the one I'm trying to get through the App Store right now, and it allows me to upload and download configurations. And ideally, for small customers, I just house their configuration up there. I'm logged in as for the company of Lowe's, but if I go down here, download setup, I see all my, and you can see I've been working on this for a while, all my different iterations of their libraries. For their company, I would just load it up to my server. I'd give them the first one. If they want to make any changes, they'd then be able to edit themselves. And then if they just select the item, it downloads the information, and that's how easy it is to actually get that configuration onto their file. You'll see that that's the form got put in there. And again, I've done a bunch of these. So that kind of shows a round trip of everything and how we would go about doing everything. And that's really my presentation. This is kind of a completed form. I only spent a couple of hours on this. And again, it's just really putzing with it. In terms of setting these up, it's a lot easier for me because I can actually use a simulator on my laptop. Or actually, I've got double monitors, so I've got a lot of workspace to work with. And I can use my keyboard and type everything in. I can make it a lot faster, and it is cost effective just to have me do it. But for minor changes, they can just make those changes themselves. And that is my presentation. Thank you very much.